So in this problem, we're given this graph that shows a family's expenditures and savings as a percent of its gross annual income, and it's given to us for two different years, 2003 and 2004. And we're given that the gross income in 2003 is $50,000, and in 2004 it's $45,000. So question A here says that in 2003 the family used a total of 49% of its gross annual income for two of the categories listed above. And what was the total amount of the family's income used for those same categories in 2004? So first I need to identify which two categories in 2003 the family used a total of 29%. So I'm going to look at 2003. Income taxes is about 31%. Mortgage, insurance, property taxes is in 2003 is 24%. So clearly it's not these. And food is 7%. And then miscellaneous is and all the other ones, miscellaneous, automobile expenses, these are all less than 10. So I'm going to go to savings because that's a bigger amount, and that one is 25%. So I'm looking for two categories that add up to 49%. So those are mortgage, insurance, property taxes, and savings. And then the question is asking, what was the total amount of the family's income used for those same categories in 2004? So in 2004, the mortgage, insurance, property taxes were 27% of the family's total income, and the savings were 12%. So they add up to 39%, and I need to find 39% of the family's gross annual income in 2004, which is $45,000. So I need to compute 39 over 100 times 45,000. So in this question, there's no approximation. So if this was an approximation, I would have done this as about 40%. But since that's not the case, I have to actually multiply. 9 times 5 is 45, 36, 40, 5, 1, 12, 13, 5, and that's 5, 7. So it's, and I need to bring this 0. So the answer for A is 17,550. Now for B, we're asked that of the 7 categories listed, which category of expenditure had the greatest percent increase? So we have to kind of go over all the categories. Now, savings, there's actually a decrease. Automobile expenses is also decreased, so those two are out. And if we look at income taxes, I mean, that's also a decrease. So we only have to consider mortgage, insurance, property taxes, which is an increase a little bit. But if we see the biggest jump is in miscellaneous, and we don't actually have to do that. Roughly, I mean, it went from 3% of 50,000 to about 10% of 45,000. So if we compute this number, that's going to be 3% would be 3 over 100. So that's $1,500 and to $4,500. And the change is 3,000. So 3,000 as a percent of original, 1,500 is 200%. So that vastly exceeds any other quantities. They didn't really ask us to compute this, but the answer is miscellaneous category.